Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach. Today, I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB and it's June 2nd, 2025, ready to go. It's a Monday and I am excited for this week. Remember, as we get started, that we're always doing our morning ritual, taking some time for self-care, the thing that gets neglected the most, really important. We prioritize that. Listen to CoachCast. You're here. It's awesome. You're here. Get organized with your planner or whatever you're using. If you're using our planner, that's fantastic. If you're using your own system, let's get organized this morning by how do we do that? Your 7 Ps, which means looking at our mission, our vision. What are we going to do? Who are we going to become? And then get the right perspective. Set those priorities based on that mission and vision. Focus on getting better today, improve performance, have patience, allow things to work, keep great posture, get those shoulders back a little bit. You know, you want that posture and that presence as you do things. Stay persistent and persist. You do those things, you're going to just keep moving forward. It's Kaizen, as the Japanese say, or that constant and never-ending improvement. That's what we're doing here together. And I'm excited. I really am about this month. It's a due month. So if you're brand new with me, it's okay. Don't worry. Go do the planning section and then get your mission and vision together so that you can catch up a little bit. But then just focus in on working on the plan. We're going to have another check in a few months, but right now it's back to action. It's back to activity and doing things. Really important. So this week we're starting ILD. So we're going to start talking about taking time back, and I'm going to be putting a lot of content up in the ILD structure, the ILD framework. Intelligent life design is a concept that I created years ago. I remember Tim was writing 4-Hour Work Week. I'd met Tim Ferriss, and we were speaking a lot back then. I was doing blogging or podcasting. He was doing blogging for our work week, writing the book, Gary Vaynerchuk. That was my era, right? When I kind of came out. I was a little older, but still in that same group. And I remember as he was doing for our work week, I was discussing how you could build this life and design your life. And so it just kind of exploded back then, 2008, 2009. A lot of people were talking about it. And then it kind of died out a little bit. You know, there were people that built their lives, and lifestyle design never really took off to this big thing, but ILD did. Like I've got a lot of students around the world, and I'm excited to help you in this area. I'm excited to teach. Typically, I launch this every year about this time for it's a $2,000 course or a $10,000 retreat. And this year we're doing just putting it into Morning Coach. Obviously no retreat, but we're bringing the content here, some updated content. So enjoy that. Jump into it. If you're somebody that's looking for more freedom and more time, and that's what we're going to talk about today, taking back your time, which I think is the most valuable currency. And it's really important that we structure our lives around that. If you're happy and everything's going great in your life, fantastic. If not, let's look at some ILD concepts, and we're going to start that today. And we got a book study this week. We're going to do a 4-week book study on designing your life, another great book in this area of lifestyle design. It came out in, I think, 2016, some Stanford researchers, and this is another good book we'll get into. Again, you don't need to buy this one. It's up to you, but I'm going to have a really good book study for you over the next 4 weeks. On Wednesday, we got dealing with change, with life change, you know, how to move, how do we make that change if things aren't working, especially if we're older, right? We've been doing something for a long time. How do we make that change? We'll go over that Wednesday. Thursday, I get this a lot, and it's an Ask JB. I'm too busy, you know, for lifestyle design. I'm just too busy. How can I find that? And I get this. Like, JB, I get it. You know, you can train, you can do these things. You've been able to do it, but it's hard for me because I've got so many things going on. We're going to answer that Thursday. So make sure you plug into that. Friday, we got the income discussion. We're going to talk about residual and passive income. Again, a little bit of ILD, some of the concepts. Saturday, obviously, Dr. Paul's rocking. And then Sunday, we're going to talk about taking time to enjoy every moment, which is really an ILD concept. Again, the whole idea is around lifestyle design or intelligent life design, which I like. Intelligent life design is using your intellect to design your life, right? Using intelligent life design, ILD helps you design your life. And so we step back and we think about what's happening, what's going on, and how do I capture time? And I haven't met anybody yet, anybody that I've talked to that isn't like, hey, I could use more time in my life. And it's true. And the key is to understand the fundamental principles of what we're doing. Now, as I started teaching ILD years ago, one of the reasons we put all this structure together with MorningCoach. So MorningCoach started as a motivational platform, metaphysical, basically. And it was really about me teaching the teachings from get out of neutral. And it was just a way to get energy to get your day started. And then it progressed into ILD. And ILD was a lifestyle change. I knew that there was a better way to live. People needed some new ideas. Traditional education was failing them. And so we came up with, ILD, and it was great. We helped a lot of people. But then what happened is people weren't taking action. They weren't moving. I would give them the tools, but they wouldn't move. So that's where the Get It Done Now framework came from. The PDCA, the plan, the mission, the vision, and then working with Hay House and writing the Sacred Six. That all came from a lot of my students and people I worked with and clients that I worked with over the years that just couldn't take action. They were either too busy, their priorities were off. And so the 7 Ps and all the morning ritual came from this concept of, in order for us to live an ILD life, we have to be able to organize our lives, right? So all of this structure that has taken 20 years to put together is really now becoming solidified, because what we've got now is we've got a really good planning system. We've got a great health system with the longevity planning system, which is more and more is coming on that. But now we're getting into structuring your life using ILD, and any of these components work. Like, you could just stick with the planning and you're fine, right? It's very powerful. And the ROI from your investment in your MorningCoach membership is tremendous just from that. There's people charging a lot more money for a lot of these things. But what we've got now is the ability to put all this together and really serve you. And that's what I love. I love it. So it's just giving you the ideas. You're intelligent enough to do these concepts. But the difference is it's a different way to think, a different way to live, a different way to approach life. That's what we're doing. And then you use your intellect, right? That's what I love about MorningCoach members. The smartest people in the world. And you design your life. And then I just give you the tools. I'm giving the ideas, the thoughts, and the things to do. So I'm excited. We're going to really start taking your time back. And it's a key part of intelligent life design. And it starts with understanding where your time is going. And then we got to reclaim it. So I remember before ILD, remember when I was in corporate and I was feeling like I was always catching up. No matter how early I got up or how hard I worked, I was busy, right? We've all been there, right? But not necessarily aligned. The moments things change is when I recentered around what I wanted, which was my time, and changing my mission and the vision of who I wanted to become. And then I built a framework to protect my time. That was the beginning of what the MorningCoach system is, and I want to help you start building that structure. So again, our 7 Ps about having the right perspective and setting priorities. It's not really about focused time management, okay? It's about understanding how you're utilizing those precious minutes that you have, and are you getting an ROI? You have to understand a lot of things are going to fail. A lot of things aren't going to work, and that's okay as long as we're learning along the way and then making adjustments. It's like intelligent life design with optimization. So we're continually optimizing. For me, running the marathon, then the sub 25K, what do I got to do to get quicker? How do I build my VO2 max? Because now I really like winning these 5Ks. There's a lot more of them, and I know I'm going to run a lot more of those in my life, so I want to keep my speed up. I don't want to lose my marathon speed, so I'm optimizing. Same thing with the business model. We're optimizing. How can we make it better? How can we work with people? How can we make it easily understood? So same thing with you. You got to look at your day and go, okay, how did the day go? Did the day work or did the day not work? So when we look at our 4 tables and we apply this to everything, and remember what that is. So we have this mission and vision. That's one leg of the table. We have support structure. We know who's going to support us. We have communication, so we can clearly communicate what we're doing and how we're doing it. And then we have this commitment. We're committed to doing it. If we have those 4 legs, we're able to build to freedom. Okay. But typically what happens is one of them breaks down. First one, mission and vision. A lot of people don't have clarity of what they want to do and who they want to become. So things break down. Clarity gives us every action, and every action a purpose. Without direction, time slips away into reaction. And most people are reactionary. They're living their life in reaction, and they're not fluid. They're not structuring their life. Now, I get it. Surrender experiment, Michael Singer, surrender to anything that comes. But even with surrender experiment, when something comes into your life, you organize it, you structure it, and you do it, and you apply. And so that's why that's such a critical leg. And then you can't do it all, right? So one of the big things we're doing is our communication. We're working to get better. So we're bringing staff on actually today, first day, to really start working on the comments and structuring in the website. We need a real person, not AI, but a real person to support you just in that area. Okay, I want to make this great. I've told you that before. So having that support team, those coaches, those people around you, and you can't do it all. So you identify who support you and where you need help, because that way you can start to maximize that. And you build systems of people and processes to offload low value work in your life, and that way you can focus on higher value. I don't have time to go into the website and look for everybody's comments. Now, does it mean that I don't appreciate? No, I love comments. I love that. What I need is somebody to organize it, get it back to me so I can be efficient in the commenting back and serving the community. See how that works? So finding somebody that can help bringing staff on is really important. So again, understanding your 4 legs of what we're building in any project is having some support. Okay? Then we come to communication, which is really clear, and that's setting clear expectations with others. This is a big breakdown. Your relationship skills, as we talked about last month in Rich Relationship, are so critical, because if you have a breakdown, even in the personal life, it can cause big issues. If you have staff that's having issues, it can cause problems. So we've got to really make sure we set clear expectations. I scream about that constantly, and everybody's communicating on the same time. Or same page. So protect your time by learning to say no with purpose, learning to communicate properly, learning to set expectations, understand what people are doing, what's happening, and also understand how things are working. Now, remember, silence is also a form of intentional communication. I'm a big silence person. Okay, so if you don't want to say anything, don't say anything. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So communication is really critical when we're looking to build time freedom. Very critical. And finally, your commitment. Your commitment to improve the way you live, your health, everything about your life, to live your best life. This is a commitment. So as you do that, you just get better. Does it mean you can't enjoy it? No, that's what's so crazy. There's like this big dichotomy. In order to enjoy your life, you need discipline and organization. There's nothing better than winning. There's nothing better than crossing the finish line and grabbing a medal, or to launch a business and have success. I'm sorry. It's amazing. It's a great feeling. And so anybody that says, oh, that's not fun, I don't know what life they're living. Right? So your commitment to getting better is really important. So always audit your time. Always know, what are you spending your time on? It's an indication of self-value. It really is. Do you really value yourself? Just as I always tell you, take time for self-care, because it's such a prosperity experience. If you don't take care of yourself, then what are you sending out to the world, right? So take care of yourself and really focus on taking care of your time. Where's your time going? So apply the PDCA to your daily habits. Plan, do, check, act. There's a method to this madness and everything we're teaching. It helps you organize and structure your life. It helps you organize and structure your day. And if you just take little subtle pieces of this, it can be life-changing. It's the things they aren't teaching. It's emotional intelligence. It's being aware of what's happening in your life, and you're intelligent enough to start applying this. And that's what's exciting. We just need a kick in the butt sometimes. I know I do. I mean, I want to enjoy it, but I know in order to enjoy it even more, there is a work aspect, right? And there is an organizational aspect. And so when you get the 4 legs of this table put together and it's just solid, you can jump up and down and really enjoy this process. Okay? ILD is about living on purpose, not just hustling through the day. Really important. So many people are busy out there and doing nothing. There's, running on a treadmill. You're getting maybe a little fitness, but nothing else out of it. You can tell everybody else you're busy, but you're not moving the needle. Are you moving the needle? So your challenge is today, your Morning Coach challenge is to block 30 minutes today and to audit your time. Where are your hours leaking? Put in your planner, you can time check things. I don't do this all the time, but every once in a while, if I'm working with a client and they're like, I'm just too busy, I got too much stuff going on, I will time block your projects. Go take a calendar, print it out from Google Calendar, and time block how much time you think it's going to take. And most people will find they just don't have enough time to do everything that's on their list. So do some audit. Where are you leaking time? What are your priorities? How can you really reclaim the process of prioritization every day? It's really important. The thought of the day is a good one. You can't manage time. You can only manage what you do with it. Okay? You can't manage time. You can only manage what you do with it, which is really, really important. And your journal prompt today is, what does time mean to me? What does time mean to me? Okay? So let's get out there and have a fantastic day. Let's put some energy out there. Let's do it. And let's get organized. Let's understand what is happening with our time, because it's our most valuable currency. And just changing that, you'll start to value it even more. And you'll start to realize how important your time is. Okay? So I love you bunches. Let's go do it to it. And I'll be back tomorrow as we're getting into our book study. Excited about this one. We're going to start breaking down Designing Your Life. It's going to be a good book. But today, let's focus on time structuring, and get after it.